and I am here as your breathwork facilitator and your spirit worker and Reiki energy medicine healer. And I'm coming to you today because I want to share with you 5 principles that support meditation. And these may be principles that you already know, but I would like to share them with you. And as a practitioner of meditation and as I practice meditation, I am sure that through my experience, maybe you share a similar experience where different people will give you different information. And so you're asking questions like, when I meditate, do I clear my mind? Or when I meditate, do I think of nothing? When I meditate, do I have to keep a certain posture? Some questions that come up are, when I breathe, does it need to be only through the nose? Does it need to be through the mouth? And so I want to answer some of these questions and take a minute. And so as a meditation guide, as a breathwork facilitator, I want to be able to share with you and also be a resource. So please reach out to me directly, message me, and contact me. I would be thrilled to work with you one-on-one and explore more. So the first principle I want to go over with you is the breath. And I will say that breathing is key. You've heard me say this before, but when you breathe, a lot happens. And in a meditation, what you want to do is activate the vagus nerve. You want to relax the optical nerve with your eye, and you want to engage the parasympathetic nervous system in general. So that would be the opposite of the fight or flight or freeze when we have stress. So the first principle is going to be breathing. Now, whatever is most comfortable for you, some people want to breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth. There is a cool inhalation coming in through the nose, a warm exhalation coming out through the mouth. Some refer this to breathing in the roses, smelling the roses, blowing out the candles. And if that works for you, that's wonderful. Another form of breathing is going to be mouth breathing, and that's more of the ceremonial breathwork breathing. And that's going to look like 2 breaths in, 1 breath out, and that's all done through the mouth. So whatever style of breathing works for you, you want to play around and make sure though that in your meditation practice, you start to focus and become aware of your breath. So this is not going to be when you're driving a vehicle or operating machinery, but washing dishes, doing laundry, on a subway, if you're a passenger in a vehicle, you can try it at work if you need to. Whenever you start to kind of notice that you get tense, which actually happens a lot for me when I drive. So you could do a few breaths, but you wouldn't want to go into a course of meditation when you drive. So that would be a little too much. But when you find yourself starting to feel contracted and pull up and in, your shoulders are coming up, or you're just feeling like in a compressed space, we want to roll our shoulders back, maybe even stretch a little, and start practicing some breath. Now, moving on past the breath, and the reason that we have the breath is that we want to be able to relax. And meditation is a relaxation state. And in the meditative practice, when you are breathing, you want to relax. And a few ways to tell that you're relaxed: one, you may start yawning. That's a great sign. Two, you may hear like kind of some gurgles, or your stomach or your tummy starts to gurgle or talk to you, and that's also a great sign. Those are both signs that you are now relaxed. You have activated the vagus nerve and the parasympathetic nervous system. So breathing, number one. Number two is going to be to relax. Now, when you relax, it could be sitting in a recliner, it could be laying down on a floor, it could be on the couch, a yoga mat. You can also relax in an activity. You may not go as deep into a meditation, but if you were walking, some folks find walking to be very relaxing. If you are able to kind of lay down, you will probably get into a deeper state of meditation. So breathing is going to be the first principle. Of course, relaxing would be the second principle. And then what we want to focus on is changing your brain wave patterns. So I say to people, all rivers lead to the ocean. So this is the main goal of meditation. So we have different brainwave patterns. We can be really activated in an alpha brainwave pattern. We also have beta, delta, gamma, theta, and different brainwave patterns will kind of release different chemicals. Some people refer to this as body asleep, mind awake. And so when your body is asleep, you may be in a delta brainwave pattern, and your mind actually though will be awake. And so you will be able to have vision, and a lot of people love meditation for that in itself, because you can have beautiful visions and have some amazing breakthroughs with meditation. On the opposite side of that, you can have what is called clicking out, and when you click out, you may even go to sleep. So your body is going to know what to do and what you need. Now, if you do go to sleep, you may still be able to recall visions. If we're actually asleep, we sometimes call them then dreams, of course. So I will go into recalling information in another video that I will share with you, but for right now, we want to focus on the breath. We want to focus on relaxing, and then we want to become aware that what we are doing, all of the breathing, which is key, and the relaxing is to change the brain wave patterns and to move us into deeper states and to connect with our consciousness in a different way. So it could be what we have heard called the subconsciousness, or a term that I'm more aware of is the collective conscious. So tapping into the collective conscious, your subconscious, the dream world, it has all different names: astral projection, out-of-body experiences, dreaming, of course, prayer. Some people have prophetic visions. They will talk to angels. In this realm, people refer to this as parallel universes, multi-universes, virtual simulations, virtual realities. And there can be angels and demons and God, and it's tapping into your higher power, your higher self, and this is a beautiful space to be in. It's also where people refer to as the void. So some yogis and some people I've met with about meditation, they say, oh, you want to clear your mind, you don't want to think of anything. And there's a place for that. Usually when you clear your mind and you don't think of anything, you come back to the breath. But typically, if you're anything like me, the mind doesn't really cut off or shut off. So even if I go to the void, I'm still in the void. I am still in this space where there is nothing and nobody and no one. And sometimes it's silent and it's dark and it feels like the womb or the grave. Sometimes it feels like I'm in the middle of a nebula in outer space, and it's, to me, very silent. Sometimes it could feel like as if I'm floating in water, but there's still a sense of presence. So the void is not void of all things because, right, I am there collectively, consciously, subconsciously, I am there. So I would love to share with you tools on what to do while you are exploring in this space. There are some teachings that teach that there are 12 levels. There are some teachings that teach there are 21 levels. And, you know, the Buddha taught that there were so many levels to reach nirvana. Jesus fasted in the wilderness and was able to actually, you know, speak with the devil or Satan and, you know, get thee behind me. And he was also able to then have experiences with Elijah and God the Father. So these were all modalities: fasting, breath work, breathing, the relaxing, the becoming aware of your brainwave patterns, entering into the collective conscious. I and my Father are one. This could be a holy time, a time for prayer. These are all embodied in the meditation discipline and practice. So I want to say that we're now upon the fifth principle, and that is that this is a discipline. This is a practice. Everyone has this ability. So what you are doing is you are changing your nervous system through your breathing. You are then activating and changing your brave wave patterns. And then you are entering into the esoteric or crossing over. Everyone has this ability, and it's a discipline where you practice like exercise. And what you are doing is you're creating neurotransmitters within your brain to then create neurological synapses and the connections to more neurons, and you're exploring different parts of your brain, and you are able to, science is teaching us through neuroscience, then to delve into the unknown and explore this beautiful place called the collective conscious or your unconscious, and it's for everyone. So you do not have to feel like you need to have had some kind of deja vu or out of body experience. You can have never experienced any of those sensations or experiences and still start your practice. So it would be like going to the gym. I call this in a lot of ways night school, because once you train your body how to go into deep states of meditation, when you sleep at night, you will find yourself there.